Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In this session, we'll be learning about tissues. In last class, I learned about the fundamental unit of life. So, what is the fundamental unit of life we had learned? We learned that cell is the fundamental unit of life. And living organisms are classified as single-celled organisms, that is, unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms. For example, we have learned about amoeba. How amoeba, being a single cell, is able to take up the life activities. It can take in food, digest it, as well as throw the undigested food out of the body. All these activities are performed by just a single cell. Okay. Now let's see what happens in multicellular organisms. So each individual cell which is specialized with a particular function will be specialized, will form a group, and this specialized group we are going to learn in detail. So which are multicellular organisms? It is the plants and animals. Now if you're going to see the structure of a plant, the role of a leaf or the job of leaf is to prepare the food by the process of photosynthesis. Similarly, roots help in absorption. So each part of a plant is going to take a specialized function. Animals which are made individually have its own function. So they work in a team, give different functions that is required for the body. For example, if I say muscle cells in animals, they are required for movement, right? Similarly, blood is required for transportation. Now, let's define what we call as tissues. So, you must have heard this, right? Tissues. What are tissues? These are nothing but a group of cells that are similar in structure and work together to perform a particular function. Okay, these are tissues. So, now let's see why these tissues are required. These are required so that the body is going to perform efficiently in a coordinated manner or a timely manner. Now, this is what we call as division of labor. Here, work is divided between different groups of tissues, and these tissues they get specialized to perform a particular function. Let's recollect. We said that the cells are building blocks, right? Different types of organisms are there. All these organisms, whether it is unicellular or multicellular, all these organisms are made up of cells. That's why we say they are building blocks, just like the single block is used to make this house. We say that it is the building blocks. Okay, similarly, cells are going to make the body of an organism. Here we are taking an animal cell. With these similar types of cells, they form a group which will get specialized to perform one particular function. This we name as tissue. Many such tissues they group together to form an organ, in this case liver, and this organ along with other organs they perform in a systematic, coordinated work is performed. Therefore, this entire organ system is what makes the body of an organism. Similarly, in plants, a single type of cells, similar types of cell, they form a tissue. Tissue will form a group of tissue, will form organ. A group of organs will form an organ system. That organ system is what makes the entire body of a plant cell. Okay, entire body of a plant. So we have learned what is a tissue now. Now the next question arises here is, do plants and animals have same type of tissue? What do you think? We have seen different cells, that is plant and animal cells. What would be the tissues? Will it be same? What should be the answer? No. They cannot be same because they don't have same structure. Why they don't have same structure? Because the type of function they perform is different. What do you understand by this? For example, if I say plant, we know plants are fixed to the soil with the help of roots. But animals, they are not fixed. They can move from place to place. So therefore, depending upon the type of structure, depending upon the type of function, the structure is different. Now let's go to the plants and see what type of tissues are present in plants. Plants tissue are basically classified into two types. One is those tissues that divide throughout their life. We call them as meristematic tissues. The other tissues which lose their ability to divide, we call them as non-dividing tissues. These are permanent tissues. Meristematic tissues further can be divided as apical meristem, lateral meristem, and intercalary meristem. So now if we are going to look into permanent tissue, they have been further classified as simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissues. Simple permanent tissue, further they are subdivided into parenchyma, parenchyma, sclerenchyma. Complex tissues as xylem and phloem. So here in this case we will be studying about meristematic tissues. Now, in plants, how do you know that a plant is growing? And the type of growth plant shows is unlimited. That means the plants keep on growing throughout their life. This is called the life cycle of a plant. So you take a seed, sow into the soil, provide nutrients. We see after sometimes a white color structure develops, and this will grow towards the ground to form roots, and part of it grows above the ground that forms the shoot. After some days, we can see that a plant growth is seen. For weeks or months, we could see that there is visible growth. Now, what is growth here? Growth is increase in the size of the plant. So this is small, you can see this has increased. Then increase in number of cells. How does increase in plant growth of a plant has occurred? That has occurred due to cell division. Single cell is going to divide into two cells are further going to divide into one, and this keep on increases. Now, as they divide, the number of cells increases, and this number of cells which increase, they form a new cell. Now, what is essential for the growth of a plant? Which type of tissues that help the plant to grow? That is, it is the meristematic tissue that helps the plant to grow. Now, let us perform an activity here wherein we take onions. So, we are going to take two onions with two glass filled with water. So, take two onions with two glasses filled with water, place them overhead so that the head part of the onion is facing the water. Keep it for some days. What do you see? Do you notice any change? Yes. We do see that after some days there is some amount of visible growth that we see in both the cases. We are going to take onion from the second jar and trim the growth section. Notice after a few days, do you see any growth or not? So when we do that, we see that whenever we trim the growing part, that part does not grow. Now what it indicates, it shows that growth happens only at certain specific region. Now just because we have trimmed that part in the second jar, there is no further growth in the second onion. So it shows that dividing tissues are located only in this specific regions. Now what is meristematic tissues? We know that it is a tissue that is required for the growth of the plant. Meristose in Greek means dividing. Now based on dividing capacity and where it is located, we can divide this tissue into three types. One we call as apical meristem, then lateral meristem, and in between is intercalary meristem. And what is apical meristem? This meristem, the growth of a plant depends upon this meristem. Apical meristematic tissue increases in the length of the plant. Where it is present? It is present in the tip of shoot and tip of roots. Okay. Second is intercalary meristem. This meristem is present at the junctions, that is at the nodal structure. This The shaded region we have seen is the intercalary meristem. This is present at the nodes. Apical meristem helps in increase in the length of a plant. A plant keeps on growing straight. But how will the thickness of the stem increase? That thickness of the stem is increased because of lateral growth or sidewise growth that increases or makes the plant stem fatter or grow. It grows thicker. So that's because of lateral meristem. Where do you see? Do you have any common example wherein you can relate to that? Yes, you can see that. We have seen this sugarcane, right? So now sugarcane has two parts. One part which is very hard to bite or chew. In between part is very soft and juicy. Now what we see is there is the thick part which is present this side and this side of nodes. And the space that is present between these two nodes we call as internodes. Similarly, a plant stem will have nodes and internodes. So wherever the nodes are present, that is the point or the place where branches, sticks arise in a plant. So thank you very much.